What's going on, guys? This is Mikeinoid, and today we are taking a look at a $60 Skylander lot I just picked up. So Skylanders are no longer being sold in retail stores, which I'm sure most of you know, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. A lot of figures go for pretty cheap nowadays, despite the recent nostalgia wave that hit fans. So where can you find Skylanders now? You can go to local retro gaming stores or thrift stores, and if you don't have any of those, you can go online and buy them. But the best deals that you are going to find are lots that people just want to get rid of. Which brings me to this Skylanders lot I picked up from a gas station for $60. Couple of things before we start digging through this lot. One, the seller says there are over 70 figures in here, which means I basically bought all of these figures for less than $1 each. And then two, from what I've seen in the pictures, we should be getting almost a full set of Spyro's adventure figures. Out of the original 32, we're probably missing 2 of them, so we'll see. So before we look at the figures themselves, let's get some of the big stuff out the way. So I got the Skylanders Giants strategy guide. I didn't know that I was going to get this. The seller actually told me that they just found it and decided to throw it in. So it was pretty cool that they did that. They didn't have to. I wasn't expecting this. But I don't have this. Therefore, I am keeping it. I don't know if it still comes with the sticker sheet, but it does advertise the molten hot dog that was only available at Walmart, which is pretty cool. Next is the Skylanders Swap Force starter pack box for the PlayStation 3. And then inside we have the portal. So let's go ahead and take that out. Let's make sure there's nothing else in here. I don't think there is. Yep, it's just an empty box now. And then we got the portal itself right here. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna keep the box. I would have kept it if it had the the plastic in it that keeps the figures in the portal securely, but it's just a regular box. I don't know, like I don't feel like I need to keep this. I'll probably just throw this in the recycling bin, but I don't know, like I don't think I need it. And then finally I have the Skylanders Giants starter pack box for the PlayStation 3, and then there's a portal inside it. So this is what I'm talking about. We got something that can hold the stuff. So I will keep this box because I do not have like a in-box Giants. So yeah, we didn't get the game with it, unfortunately, but honestly we could find the game pretty easily and just throw it in with it. But we got the portal, and then we can put Tree Rex, Cinder, and Jetpack in here because we might get these figures in the lot, but we'll have to double check. But yeah, not too bad. So that's the right way to put the plastic in there. Looks pretty good. Okay, so I lied. There's something else besides the figures in the slot, which I forgot to take out. And oh yeah, this probably just gotta go. So basically, we have a ripped Swap Force poster. It's pretty messed up. I don't know where this came from. Oh my god, like there's some stuff on the back. I never seen a poster like this, which it sucks that I probably just have to toss it out because it's all ripped up. But I mean, it's pretty cool. I've never seen a poster like this. Usually the posters that come with the starter packs it's just a blank side, and then on the other side that's where you put your stickers and everything. So I don't know if this really came with that PlayStation 3 starter pack, but if it did, pretty cool. Okay, so finally we're gonna look at the figures, and I actually have Trap Team open up here so we can test them out as soon as we look at the figures. I'm using Trap Team because, for one, the figures I have I don't think go past Swap Force, so they should all work in Trap Team. And Trap Team is one of the easy access Skylander games that I have right now. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the first figure, and we got Boom Jet. So he looks pretty good. Everything's intact, and let's see if he works. So that's the cool thing about Skylander figures. I mean, so rarely I feel like you'll come across a Skylander that doesn't work, which is why I wasn't super cautious when getting this lot, because like a lot of the Skylanders, from what it looked like in the pictures, it looked like they were in pretty good condition. So we got Boom Jet right here. He's honestly one of my favorite swappers just because he reminds me of the Green Goblin a lot. So the next swapper we have is Free Ranger. He looks pretty good. I had to kind of swap him out because his bottom half was attached to Night Shift's top half, but it was still in there, so it's all good. Of course, he's gonna work because all Skylanders work. Hopefully, just saying that to be cautious of what we got. So the next swapper is Night Shift, which is same situation. He had the bottom half of Free Ranger instead of his normal half. He also looks pretty good, and of course he works. Of course. Okay, that hat kind of threw me off. All right, so I'm gonna get the last two swappers out the way, which of course you need to have your starter pack swappers, which are Washbuckler and Blast Zone. This is like my third extra Blast Zone, which is crazy. So yeah, we got Blast Zone working in here, and then Washbuckler looks pretty good as well. All right, so still sticking with that Swap Force theme that we're currently on. I know I promised Spyro's Adventure figures, but they're there, don't worry. We got Series 3 Spyro. This is one of my favorite Spyros just because of the horns, and of course it works. Next up, we got Tree Rex. Of course, you have to have Tree Rex because, I mean, it's not an official lot if you don't have Tree Rex. So the last lot I did before, I didn't have Tree Rex, so that wasn't a real lot, which I apologize for. I should have made sure it had Tree Rex. All right, I mean, he works and everything glows up pretty fine, so that's pretty cool. Next giant is Eyebrow. The last one that I got from the last lot, his wing was broken, but this one's wings are intact, so we got a pretty good Eyebrow here. That of course works. The next giant is Crusher. Pretty good giant in my opinion. I mean, he was one of the ones I used a lot. I just love the hammer, man. And then the next giant is Thumpback. I feel like I had a bit of problems looking for this one back in the day. I don't know if he was like super rare or anything. I don't think he was because I know he goes for pretty cheap now. I didn't see quite a lot of Thumpback, but I mean, I did get him back in the day, and I did get him in a lot, so it's pretty cool. Next giant's figure. It's not a giant figure, but it's from Giants. We got Pop Fizz. This is just a standard one, no light core in this one. But yeah, Pop Fizz is pretty cool. I don't necessarily like his moveset, but it's not bad, and you know, he's a funny character to use. And then we got Series 2 Cinder. Looks pretty good. That can go in that Skylanders Giant starter pack. And sticking with that Skylanders Giant starter pack theme, we have Jet Vac. So yep, we have the full Skylanders Giant starter pack here, and yeah, it'll look pretty good on display. Okay, so I think I'm starting to get into the Spyro's Adventures, although I think we still have a couple of Swap Force and Giants still in there, but they're kind of like buried underneath all the Spyro's Adventures. So let's start with probably the most disappointing figure. Not surprising, we got Hex, but of course, due to terrible design, it's missing the arm with the skull in her hand, which, you know, I'm guilty of having one of those. My original Hex broke the arm, and yeah, man, it was just a terrible figure. Like, we all love Hex. Like, don't get me wrong, we all love Hex, but of course, like, the arms were just flimsy, man. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, you're gonna give this figure to kids, might as well just make it sturdy. I know eventually they did that with the Series 2 one. The light core one seems a little bit iffy as well, which I'm pretty sure why they never went back to making Hex figures. So hopefully that was our only broken Skylander figure. From the pictures, it looked like that was the only broken one, which is understandable. Like I said, that one was flimsy, so that one's no one's fault. But the next one we have is Prism Break, one of my personal favorites in terms of design. Not really moveset, but I mean, he's honestly a really cool figure. Next up is Zap. Look at that. So Zap looks he looks intact, looks pretty good. Zap was one of my first Skylanders that I owned, and so I'm biased when it comes to Zap. I mean, Zap is, you know, he's good for speed runs because he's got the dash right here. Love the projectile electricities, and yeah, you can light that up too, so it does more damage, which is honestly pretty good. The next Skylander we have, it's a classic. Now, Stealth Elf is always going to be one of my favorites just because how powerful she can get, especially when you upgrade the daggers, man. Like, anything but the daggers. Like, the Scarecrows, they're cool, but daggers is where it's at. Unfortunately, this Stealth Elf does not have all the upgrades, so we can't demonstrate that, but trust me, Stealth Elf is a good Skylander. Next up is Flame Slinger. Now this one, I think we all know how good Flame Slinger is. I mean, the arrows, the flame dash, I mean, this is the ultimate speed running Skylander. So pretty cool we got him. Next up is Camo. Camo has always been one of my favorites. I mean, he's just very cool looking. He's like one of the coolest looking Skylanders. He pops out at you with all the colors put into him. And also one of the hardest ones to find besides Whamshell, of course. Like, I only saw Camo once in stores, and that was the time I got him. Yeah, Camo, very good. I love the melons. Watermelons are good too. So very awesome Life Dragon Skylander. Next Skylander is Terrafin. This one looks pretty good. No damage to this one, which is always a plus. Not much to say about Terrafin. I mean, he's a very cool looking Skylander, and he's got some fun attacks, and I took his $5. And then we have Sonic Boom. Yes, sir. Very good looking Sonic Boom here. I think Sonic Boom's okay. The babies are probably what makes her very unique. But of course, it's one of the Skylanders that, you know, has the flying ability, which I'm not a fan of personally. Hey, I mean, the babies, like I said, are pretty cool. And I don't know why I consider this Skylander to go alongside Camo, and that is Warnado. I mean, both of them are I think they're both dragons. Warnado's obviously a hybrid with a turtle as well. And I mean, Warnado's such a very good looking Skylander. I know I say that about a lot of them, but Warnado, especially with the little tornado he's on and everything, I mean, really good looking one. And you know, like, I mean, he has the flying ability as well, technically. At least it looks cool. And you know, he's, you know, on a freaking tornado. So we're gonna go back to Swap Force for a second. We got Zulu. Honestly, pretty cool Skylander as well. The animals was very unique. I don't know what he's supposed to be. Like, you know, you could recognize all the animals he uses. Like, he got the birds. He's got the wolf. I know he rides a hog. But I don't know what he's supposed to be. What animal is he? Is he supposed to be a Mabu or something? He doesn't look like a Mabu. I don't know what he is. If y'all know what he is, please let me know in the comment. So going back to Spyro's Adventure, we got Cinder. So I don't know if anyone knows, especially the younger Skylander fans, but I mean, Cinder was introduced in the Spyro's universe before Skylanders. Yeah, I mean, she's always been one of my favorites, and I'm glad they brought her over to Skylander. These are kind of dusty, but I mean, they look pretty good. We got Lycor Grim Creeper, and then we also have Ninja Stealth Elf from Swap Force. So Lycor Grim Creeper, honestly been one of my favorite Lycor characters, despite having regular figure. I wish they would have gave the Lycor to like someone like Ghost Roaster, you know, who didn't get another Series 2 figure. Like I said, he's a really cool Lycor. I think, I don't know, this figure doesn't light up as much as the one I have, but it's fine. It still lights up, so I really can't complain about that. And then Series 3 Stealth Elf, specifically Ninja Stealth Elf. Oh look, and we got the costume in here as well. Next up is Gil Grunt. Of course, you have to have a Spyro's Adventure starter pack figure in here, and I'm pretty sure we got the rest of them in here as well. Gil Grunt's cool. I don't got much to say about Gil Grunt. He's just always been a okay Skylander to me. I mean, like, I like the harpoons and everything, and when you upgrade the water path, you know, you can at least use the jetpack for however you want it. So I feel like that's probably one of the best paths to go on. So I just pulled this out. I didn't realize we have this as well, but we got a couple posters. I'm not gonna completely unfold them because they're in really good condition, and I don't want to mess it up like that last poster. So I'll just show you guys what they are. This is the Swap Force one right here. And then, oh, look at that. We got the instructions to how to use a PlayStation 3 controller for Skylanders Giants. And then this poster should be, yep, the Skylanders Giants poster. So that can go alongside the starter pack. So yeah, basically all I'm missing is the game. I'm not really worried about the cards. Oh, just as I was saying that, guys, I kid you not, I just pulled out some cards right now. Oh my, like, the reason I'm surprised is because you don't normally see cards when you buy Skylanders used. Look at that. We got the Lycor Grim Creeper, we got Mega Ram Spyro, we got Boom Jet in there, we got Series 2 Trigger Happy, what is that, Blizzard Chill Night Shift. I was not expecting that. Speaking of Series 2 Trigger Happy, here he is. It's really hard to mess up this figure unless, you know, like a dog chews it or something. I guess this can break off, but we have it, and he's in pretty good condition, and of course he works. I mean, why wouldn't he work? Okay, so I saw this in the picture, and I didn't know what it was. It's not a Skylander, but I figure I share it anyways. It's a little Embor from Pokemon, and probably came with like Pokemon cards, you know, like because usually they like to include figures or something in like a pack or something. I don't know. Looks like it's not broken. Let me see if I can stand them up. Oh, you stand up. Pretty cool. And look, we got the Blizzard Chill. All right. This one's in pretty good condition. Can't be disappointed about that. And look at that. We have another Jetvac. I wish it was the light core, but I mean, Jetvac's cool. Can't really argue with that. So we might have gotten through all the Swap Force and Giants figures. So we're going back to Spyro's Adventure. We have Series 1 Double Trouble. Double Trouble I used a lot when I was first playing Spyro's Adventure. He's really good in PvP because his laser locks onto enemies, and it's just annoying to get out of, you know. Next up is Trigger Happy, of course, Series 1, and his eye is a little bit chipped, which I had that problem as well when I was a kid. I don't know why. I had to keep painting it with black paint to fix it. But I mean, not a big deal. You kind of expect a little bit of wear to them when you buy them used. Alright, so I'm going to just talk about all 4 of these at the same time. We got the Spyro's Adventure expansion packs. We got the Pirate Seas. We got Empire Ice. We got Darklight Crypt, and then we got Dragon's Peak. I'm pretty sure those are the names. I haven't played these levels in a while. So I know we just showed off Terrafin earlier, but we're going to go ahead and show the rest of the Skylanders that came with those expansion levels. We got Ghost Roaster right here. We got Slam Bam. And then we got Sunburn. So I think Slam Bam is actually like my favorite looking Skylander from the adventure pack, just because he's translucent, and that was a pretty cool move. I don't think they didn't have to do that if you think about it, because he's not translucent in the game, but it was a nice touch. Sunburn, he was one of the last adventure packs that I needed. He was kind of one of the harder ones to find from what I experienced. And then Ghost Roaster. I never liked Ghost Roaster. I don't like the idea of losing health with an attack. Attacks are supposed to deal damage. You're not supposed to deal damage to yourself. Oh, look at that. We got another Go Grunt and another Trigger Happy. This Trigger Happy looks in better condition. And then, of course, it would make sense that we have 2 sets of Spyros from Spyro's Adventure. So yeah, Spyro has been my favorite Skylander for a long time. I know that's probably like a basic choice, but I mean, Spyro, he's established, you know? He has fireballs, he's a dragon. I mean, the man was just set up for success. Like, you really can't go wrong with Spyro. I mean, you got projectiles, you got the dash, and he can fly too, which, you know, normally I don't like the flying, but I mean, it makes him move faster, so whatever. Next up is Whirlwind, and Whirlwind I've always kind of liked. Didn't really use much of her, but I mean, she would come in handy if you were playing with, you know, 2 players and someone's playing as her, because she's able to heal you with the rainbow. Next up is Stump Smash. Unfortunately, it's not the flocked version, but hey man, Stump Smash, never really liked Stump Smash, honestly. He's kind of slow. I'm not much of a brawler type user anyways. Some brawlers I really like to use, but Stump Smash is kind of too slow for me. But I mean, he's still cool looking, not gonna lie. He's pretty close to a giant. Like, he's kind of one of the bigger ones. Next up is Drill Sergeant. I've always liked how Drill Sergeant looked. I mean, honestly, he's a really good looking Skylander. Pretty interesting too. But I mean, other than that, I mean, his attacks are pretty cool as well, I guess. The little bullets or something aren't really that powerful, which is why I really don't use them that often. But other than that, he's pretty cool. Next up is Boomer. Yeah, so Boomer, I really liked Boomer. I didn't use him much when I was a kid, but playing it now, I really enjoy using Boomer a lot. I don't know why he didn't come back for Giants. I felt like it was Drill Sergeant that was least popular. Speaking of Skylanders that weren't in Giants but should have, is Dino-Rang. Look at that. Now this is a classic Skylander, man. I mean, I'm probably biased because Dino-Rang was one of my first Skylanders. Man, he's so cool. Even though he represents a crocodile more than a dinosaur, but I mean, he's such a cool Skylander, man. Especially being able to control his boomerang like that. I always had fun with that. All right, next up. are the magic items. So it looks like we got all the magic items from the adventure packs of Spyro's Adventure. Of course, not the volcanic vault, which is what I actually need. Everything was included here, which I appreciate. I don't know the names by heart of the magic items, just because I never really used them in the game, besides a healing elixir. Now that one can get you out of some trouble. Next up is lightning rod. Look at that. There's a little weird coloring to his base. If we can focus on that, look at that. It's like it's white on the top and then kind of goes to like a blue here, but that's the only issue here. Lightning rod is like he's a weird figure. His body is part of the base, which is pretty unique. Pretty much all the Skylanders, they're standing on the base, but he's part of it, which I'm not sure they ever used again besides Series 2 lightning rod. Next up is Zook. Zook's pretty cool. The figure looks good and it's got some pretty good projectiles. Can't really go wrong with Zook. Next up is Eruptor. He's a classic like figure. Like when you think of Skylanders, Eruptor should probably be one of the first ones that you think of. And I mean, this one's like a classic Spyro's Adventure figure, but sadly, man, the character just does not work. Just the way he aims, look at that. I don't know, just the way he has to shoot the projectiles, and then like the barf, like, it's just, man, I don't know. His attacks, I'm not really a huge fan of, but if there's people out there that like him, more power to you. All right, we finally got a variant in here, and it's legendary trigger happy. So we got like 4 trigger happies in the slot. The gun's a little bit out of place, but at least it's still attached to him. Legendary trigger happy was, I think it was my first legendary figure that I got from Spyro's Adventure, because I mean, he was easy to get because he was in the single pack. I personally like the legendary figures. I like the color scheme, and I mean, they're pretty cool. Next up is Bash. He's a pretty standard looking Skylander. He's pretty solid as well, so I wasn't worried about him being broken. Bash is, of course, he's a lot of fun to use. Oh, that's a pretty interesting hat they gave him. Next up is Igniter, and oh my god, always loved this character. I've always gravitated towards this character, man. Like, he's like one of the coolest. I always like, for one, I like sword characters, which is why, you know, I don't mind that many sword fighters in Smash, but Igniter is just so much fun, and especially with the spirit move, he's pretty cool. And then the sword slam is alright. I feel like it could come in handy when you're fighting a bunch of choppies. And then yeah, I mean, you've got the sword combos, which is always fun to use. So yeah, Igniter is one of the figures I recommend you pick up when you're first getting into Skylanders. Next up is Drobot, of course. Oh, okay, I thought he was broken because I didn't see his hand, but his hand is intact. Everything's there. We know Drobot's good. He's overpowered, especially when you focus on the lasers, man. Drobot comes in clutch. He knows what he's doing. And then we got Voodooed right here. His axe is a little bit bent, but everything is still intact, so you really can't complain. So Voodooed is one of those characters that just couldn't make it into Giants, but he eventually got Ian's Elite figure, which I still need. Next up is Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball has never been my favorite. He has a cute design. I'll give him that. That's really, I think, what saved him. All right, guys, I have a confession to make. So the reason I picked up the slot was not because it came with a whole bunch of Spyro's Adventure figures, not because it came with the Skylanders Giants starter pack box, but the reason I got this lot was because of this specific Skylander. This is what makes this lot so good, and that is the Royal Double Trouble. And of course, we got the platinum chest that comes with it as well. But no, this is what I wanted. When I saw the picture and when I saw the price, I knew I had to get it. This, as the Earthen Avenger would say, this is legit. This is legit. I mean, like, I don't know if y'all seen the prices that this man goes for on eBay, but if you haven't, I'm gonna show them to you right now. This man goes for about $60, which is just how much I bought this lot for. So he basically paid for this lot. This figure pays for its own lot, which is crazy. Oh my god, man. Like, it was so cool that I saw him in here, and oh my god, he hasn't even been really used. He only has like 104 gold, but Yeah, I'm so glad that I found them. So what did we get in this lot? Well, we got a whole bunch of Spyro's Adventure figures. In fact, we have 30 out of the 32 Skylanders from Spyro's Adventure, plus a in-game variant and some extra duplicates as well. We're just missing Chop Chop and Whamshell, which is unfortunate. We do have a broken Hex, which is disappointing but not surprising. And then we got a few Skylanders from Giants and Swap Force. But of course, what really counted was that Royal Double Trouble. I know people are looking for that figure. I know people want that figure. So I'm glad I got my Royal Double Trouble when I picked it up from the Battleground starter pack from GameStop back in the day. I already have Royal Double Trouble. This is my second one. In fact, I have all of these figures already, so I'm selling this whole lot. This lot's gonna be gone, bro. Like I'm gonna get my money back. But honestly, it was a pretty good lot. The only things I'm keeping are the Skylanders Giant starter pack stuff. All I just need to do is find the game, and it's just about complete, minus the cards and the stickers. We only got a few cards, unfortunately, but it was cool. We got cards regardless. I wasn't expecting those. And a Skylanders Giant strategy guide. I think this was a pretty good lot, especially for $60 for the amount of Skylanders we got, for the Royal Double Trouble we got. I feel like it was worth it, and everything came as described. So that seller gets 5 stars from me. And that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know some of the good deals that you found for Skylanders down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and of course, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. How do you not have Chop Chop? You're gonna have an extra Spyro, Gilgrunt, and Trigger Happy, but not a Chop Chop? There's something wrong with your kids, man.
We're rolling deep into your underground creek. Loaded sent a prior notice. Card for you. We wanna make this party you don't wanna skip. Gonna be a show to